Me and my wet hair. It's about midday, 3 p.m. We go to work at 11 tonight, which is great. I'm going to put up my shelf and clean my room today. I'm saying it out loud. I've been very unmotivated. I've had a sad afternoon because I really woke up at like 1. Then for like almost 2 hours, I just like stared into space. I'm fine. I'm fine. I really am. It is my own undoing that I'm mourning right now. I'm going to indulge myself and get something from 7-Eleven, and I'll take y'all with me and actually show some things instead of just like a montage and talk about my little thing, because it's usually pretty chill. My local little convenience store, so I can talk in there and not feel weird. I can already feel how cold it's gonna be, especially because my hair's wet. Here in Tokyo, we have 4 convenience stores. We have the most well-known, 7-Eleven. And then we also, I would say they're like twins. We have the twins, we have Lawson's, and we have Family Mart. I personally am a great lover of Family Mart. Lawson's is okay too, but 7-Eleven, it does hit sometimes. We have Mini Stop. How to describe this? A step sibling. Ooh, like she doesn't live with the rest. She came into the picture later in life. Maybe just a sibling that was born like 10 years later, so she's not close to the others. And I must admit, Mini Stop is the only one where on a multiple occasion I've gone into one and I cannot find anything I need, and I'm like, damn it. I did say that I'm a big Family Mart. I will admit, the 7-Eleven, if I were to cross another street, then I would be going to a 7-Eleven, and the 7-Eleven is a little better in this case than the Family Mart I go to. Always wanted to, and I eventually will, some of these socks, and I want to get them at all of the ones that sell like their merchandise. But I think it's so cute. We have the hot section, so this is like the hot drinks. This is always a lifesaver for me if I'm having like a sore throat. I've never bought any like ramen or any like instant noodles from the convenience store just because they are cheaper at the actual store, and I don't eat these super often. I kind of want a basket if they have it. I kind of want to get a lot. I'm thinking I want to eat, or I want to get stuff for now and then stuff for like a dinner of sorts for later. I don't want to leave my house after I come home because I'm going to be cleaning and putting up that shelf. Okay, I am basic. I am a really picky eater too, which is really unfortunate. I'm definitely going to get rice. I really want an egg salad sandwich. That's my favorite, guys. There's a lot of chips that I like, but these ones are calling out to me right now. They're like this little barbecue chip. And then they also have, I mean, you can see the shape of them is so fun to eat, honestly. I love the Star Chips. Star Chips are kind of like Pringles. They also sell Pringles here, but honestly, there's something about maybe not being made by America. The quality of these is different. I don't feel as greasy, maybe is the word. And I want to get a big one and have it for like a long time, actually. And I do love that here in Japan, you would never find this in America. But these, like they always have like little promotional with some type of anime going on at the moment. Like that's so cute. I wish I knew what anime it was. You know, sometimes it could be a streamer too, if it's like, it's just whatever's popular right now. Notable mention are these are my favorite. Like, look at this leather fucker. Like, he's so cute. He comes in different forms. This one, that's my favorite, but he just like is a very memeable face. Like, look at him in Egypt. Look at him, little turd ass. Okay, and then we need like a dinner for later. And then I definitely want a bread to go with my little snacky meal that we're having right now. And these are my absolute favorite, and they're not sold at every store. But for some reason, this one is always like overstocked with it. Cheese bread, so good. If we may or may not know, I have a ton of milk cartons at home. I kept one because I thought it was cute, and then I had the grand idea that every time I go to the supermarket, I buy a different type of milk. Now I was like, oh my god, I should keep the mini ones too, because I do buy the mini ones every now and then. I think it's time to add one more to the collection there. Okay, I think that's it. I was like, should I get a little dessert? But I don't need a dessert. Let's check out. I'm gonna do cash this time. I thought I had filmed myself checking out, and I actually got a good angle, like put it low so like the cashier's way. But I didn't film because I tried to do my trick, make it not as noticeable, as I turned my brightness all the way down and then press film. Because the brightness was all the way down, I couldn't tell if it was filming or not. A little red button, so I didn't film it. So but I spent 1,300, 400. I could look at my receipt, but that's the most I've ever spent. Not ever. The most I've spent at a convenience store in a very long time. I know it's not much, but I just can't help but compare it to how much I spend at the grocery store, like how much food I'd get if I had been spending that at the grocery store instead. And I know that's why I don't really go out to eat much, because every time I do, I just keep comparing the price of if I would have gone to the grocery store and bought a meal and then cooked it, what the price difference would be. I don't know. I'm such like the thought of money just runs through my mind all the time when I'm purchasing things. And I'm like, am I getting value for it? Am I being smart with my money? Years and years of just like being on my own independently has done this to me. I don't know. I'm just like so wired about it, I guess. Now we're home. Freaking love my floor table so much. Honestly, one of my best purchases is this floor table. In the future, it would be really cool to get one of those like I'm gonna butcher the name. I don't remember what it's called at all. It looks like a blanket on top of the table or under the table. Yeah, and you put your feet in, it's warm. I don't remember what that is called. And I will die on my Gaijin hill, but I do love these things. I used to be obsessed with onigiri. I know I'm lame and I like just the plain ones, but don't reach for them as often anymore. But we have my collection. Usually she goes with her because it's that, but look at them. We do have 2 red ones because this was before I realized. I was like, oh my god, I should switch. This is my trash. But look at those. They're so fun. But yeah, I started off with her and I was like, wait, this shit's really fucking cute. And then I was like, what if I buy a different one each time? And so now we'll have the trifecta. Hello, it is now kind of nighttime-ish. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. At the same time, I kind of do, okay? Hear me out. Been asleep and / doing a lot of nothing. I don't know about y'all. I've been like this for as long as I can remember. If I am not doing anything, 9 times out of 10 feel really bad about myself after. I don't know what it is and why I'm like this, but I do it often and I always explain it to people in my life, and I'm feeling bad about myself, and I'm going to try to get something done before I go to work tonight. Hopefully that'll make me feel better. I think in this moment too, I love body doubling when doing tasks. Found out what body doubling is like 2 years ago now from a good friend of mine, Madeline, and I was like, oh my god, that's what it's called. I love when people just sit and are around me while I need to do something else. It just makes me do it, actually, and it kind of enjoy doing it too. Now my room is really messy and all I want to do is call a friend, and I don't really have any friends that I can call. All the friends that I've made in Japan, I don't feel like I'm at the level of like just being able to FaceTime them and them talk to me while I clean. And then all my friends in America, of course, are asleep right now. Maybe I'm lonely, okay? I don't like to admit that, but I don't know. I'm just in this moment of like, damn, I really am alone right now. I need to get up so badly. I'm just like sitting here. I'm gonna do my makeup. I really don't want to put on a lot, and I do want it to look like cool girl, kind of. Like the hair. I know I just tucked it behind my ears, but when it's not tucked, I feel like it looks kind of cool girl, in my opinion. And I always have a hard time, I don't know, feel like I don't pull off a cool girl. I just, anytime you talk to me, maybe from far away, maybe I give off a vibe that I'm cool, but I feel like once I open my mouth, I end up smiling or being very giggly and happy and fun, and I always get very cute, which I don't mind. Sometimes I want to look cool. To talk about the fact that my For You page is throwing the brick straight at my face, calling me out for being like an avoidant attachment style. I like to think that I know myself decently, but I am definitely realizing I have a lot of self-growth and self-knowledge to still be had, and like discovery. I'm not gonna go over a life story or anything, but I definitely know that I've done a little bit of therapy because I wanted to in my adult years. When was this? This was like after college, and I finally could afford it a bit till I couldn't anymore. I did some therapy and it was nice. I honestly wish she would have pried more. Like, I was giving her information, but I don't know why I'm the type that I'm like, unless she like keeps prying, like I'm not just gonna spit it out, I guess. I don't know. I definitely have stuff in my childhood that I know I handled it well. Like, if you were to hear my whole life story, I mean, and people have, most of the times I always get like, oh my gosh, like, you've been through so much, but I would never guess, like, you've done so good for yourself, etc. And I do think I've done good for myself, and I do think I've handled everything pretty well, but I still think I would benefit from more therapy and really getting into things. Because I remember I would always tell people, or like people would ask me in the past when I was in therapy, like why I was in therapy. It wasn't because I was honestly going through anything at that moment. It was more because I just know that the way I was raised and the way, or the things I had gone through, like, warranted probably me coping with those things that maybe have or will affect me in the future. That's what I always said, that I don't know how these things affected me, how I dealt with those things, how it will affect me now in my adult years. And I feel like I'm feeling it now. And I haven't done research on like if an avoidant attachment style comes from certain things or how it manifests or etc. But I don't know, maybe this is something that's coming to fruition. But because I'm actually just so curious with myself about how I'm just coming to the realization that I know not to self-diagnose myself. I don't even know if you can be diagnosed with being an avoidant. Just that buzzword right now is floating around on my For You page, and I definitely feel like I relate to it a lot. And I don't want to be this way. I want to be better, and I want to be someone who isn't that way. To just be perfectly honest. But that is what is getting me down. I know that I feel like I am being vague to an extent, but it is my personal life, but it is affecting me at the moment. With the little flower nose, new palette. I'm gonna talk about this forever. I feel like I never look very good with dark all the way around, but I love how it looks on others, so I keep trying to make it work for me. I would do a lot of the girls' makeup in my cheer squad. I was in cheer in high school, and I would do a lot of people's makeup, and I was pretty good at makeup, but I don't know if I'd consider myself very good at makeup now. I definitely have my moments, and it's fun. I was very confident in my skills back then. I was like, girl, let me give you that smoky eye. I'm thinking about the makeup back then. Okay, this is the makeup. I think it turned out kind of cool looking. Cool girl vibes, hopefully activated. Fun news is Mickey, the friend that we made on Bumble, is gonna come visit me at the bar. I'm very excited. She said she has a friend in town that she's like showing around, so she said that would be perfect to come by. So I will make her a few free drinks. Hopefully we're allowed to do that. I think that is very fun. I like, my eternal goal in life is to look like the girls that you see on the haircut videos where everyone's like saying like, why don't you tag your customers? That level of attractiveness. Okay, I think I did pretty good. These jeans I got from a resale shop here in Tokyo last year. Love. I picked them up and I was like, so the thing about me, I'm a size 3 in jeans, and they don't really make size 3 anymore. Size 3 used to be around a long time ago from what I can tell, and they don't make them anymore. But anytime I see a size 3 out in the wild, I'm like, about to fit me perfectly, like perfectly. But they have these like brown details that go along the side, and like, they like snatch you. They make it like look like you know. Then we'll add 2 jackets and my scarf. Guys, probably no one's seen it because it was probably one of my first ever videos. But I told myself I was gonna do 50 crunches in the morning and 50 crunches at night. And guess how long that lasted? Like a week. Okay, we put on a few earrings, bracelets, and rings. I'm so glad an alarm went off that I set a long time ago because I thought I started at 11. I started at 10, so.